Hey, hi, hello. Welcome back to another video here on personal finance, retire early, FIRE, investing, financial independence, that kind of stuff. So this is my short pilot series that I've started to sort of get my feet wet talking about this stuff. So why should you listen to me? I'm 39 years old, recently reached my COAST FIRE number, which in the financial independence retire early community, that is the amount of money that you need to have in your investment accounts to have a fully funded retirement at retirement age and not have to invest another dollar today. So by age 65, if I choose to wait that long, and I didn't invest any money today, I would still have a substantial, comfortable amount in my investment accounts to carry me through retirement. So I've been on a long financial path, financial journey, personal finance path now for roughly 8 to 10 years, learning all kinds of tactics and concepts that I want to now dispense to you guys. So this is my experience. This is all off the cuff. This isn't scripted, in total real life. So the thing that I want to talk about here in this video is slightly more of a personal thing. It doesn't really pertain to like concrete like numbers or like learning about investment accounts and that kind of stuff. But leading up to like last year and a little bit of the year before, I lived an extremely frugal lifestyle. I was very diligent about budgeting my money, saving my money, not spending frivolously for quite some time. I learned how to budget pretty successfully on like pretty low salary in a big city. Then I eventually moved outside of the city for personal reasons and was able to save a little bit more money there. But anyways, I learned how to budget pretty successfully. Then I did it for a while. I was very diligent. I still am. I still have this ability and I still practice it. But this past year, so 2025 and like a little bit of 2024, I took sort of a sabbatical from living that way. And so I practiced extreme frugality for a while. I came to like sort of a precipice where I saved a lot of money and I had a lot of money invested and I had a lot of money working for me instead of me working for my money. So come to 2025, I was able to sort of have a year of overconsumption, but within sort of a constraint. So what I did was I started focusing on like personal fitness and eating healthier, and the results definitely have shown. I was able to get my fitness and my health in a really good position, lost weight, I built muscle, focused on my sleep, but like I did this by like just sort of, I don't want to call it over consuming, but like buying quality foods. You know, whether or not that is more expensive or not, it's debatable, but buying quality foods, buying some exercise equipment, and putting those things into practice and actually using them and, you know, eating healthier for a long period of time. But anyways, this took some upfront costs that I was willing to sacrifice to figure out my health better, because that's something that you're going to need going into like an early retirement or whatnot. You're going to want to try to avoid medical bills as best you can. Doctor visits, anything, keeping you sick, buying just like NyQuil and cough syrup. Like you're going to want to avoid those things so much because they're just added expenses that you don't need and that I believe to an extent are in your control, right? Just by like eating healthy, getting exercise and sleep. I feel like I've avoided a lot of just like the common colds, that go around and things like that. And I've just felt better. I don't feel sluggish or like tired all the time. So it's just a good space to be in. And moving forward, it's just really good to avoid those kind of associated costs with like your health and whatnot. Like you can take a different insurance plan that maybe isn't as expensive. Like you're not buying medicines or medications. You're not going in to see doctors or whatnot. So I took the year to figure that out. I feel like I've figured that out. I have a routine and a diet and like an exercise and sleep schedule that like really works for me and has shown tremendous results just compared to the way that I physically looked like 2 years ago and today is miles apart. I feel more youthful. I look at like photos of me in like early college and high school when I was an athlete, and there's like almost no difference if I don't possibly even look even better now than then, which is crazy because that was like 20 years ago. So I figured that out, and it took some upfront costs that I was willing to spend. Also, I focused on, it's going to sound like the cardinal sin of, financial independence and budgeting and being frugal, but I bought some new clothes and I focused on quality first over the price. So I really didn't care if a piece of clothing was pricier if like I knew the quality was going to last a long time. So I focused on swapping pieces out, some like old fast fashion that I had, that was wearing out and started to just like have holes in it or just like look bad. And I focused more on like quality materials, quality construction that costs more, but like in the long run, I still feel like I'm going to benefit from it, right? Like quality shoes, quality shirts, quality jeans, things like that are just going to hopefully last me the rest of my life. And this will be the last time that I really buy some of these things. And I replaced, all the fast fashion that I had. And I learned from experience. Like I had a lot of things that I'd buy at like those sort of big box clothing stores, right? Like Gap or Old Navy, Marshalls, whatever. And within like a year or two, like there'll be like a hole in the elbow or like a button will pop off or there'll just be like a rip, a tear. And that's crazy because like, I don't know, that stuff just doesn't last. And it is true. It is fast fashion. It's like priced at the right price point just so you're like, oh, whatever, I'll just buy it again in another year. But like, I want to try to avoid that as much as I can. I want to like live out pretty much probably the rest of my life with like what I have right now and never really have to buy something new. So there was a little bit of an overconsumption period, but I feel like there was a reason and a method behind it. And I feel like I'm still going to benefit in the long run because when you think about it, if like a shirt or pair of pants only lasts you like 2 years and then, maybe they were like $30 or $50, but like you're buying that over and over again and like replacing something over and over again down the line, you should have just spent the upfront costs and find something that's like quality, like thicker material, better construction, that's just gonna like age better and not break down as quick. So that's what I did there. And I know it's sort of like a cardinal sin, don't overconsume, but I'm also now in this video sort of, this is my testament to hold myself accountable, because I think I got to the point that I needed to get to. And it took roughly like 9 months to a year to sort of like figure all of that stuff out, whether it was my fitness or my wardrobe or whatever. But moving forward, this 2026 is my year of underconsumption. And we're going to go back. You know, I have the ability, I know I can do it. We're going to go back to budgeting heavily, and we're not going to overspend. We're not going to be frivolous. So this is to hold me accountable also. And maybe some people out there can relate. Maybe that you're learning about budgeting and investing and being frugal, and you've come across this video and you need something to hold you accountable. Well, I'm here to say that it's okay to have like a year of learning, a year of figuring it out, and then come back. So, but also another point I want to make across is like through all of this, like I sort of realized that like how much of a stronghold like digital marketing and like how like quick and easy it is to get your hands on something nowadays, and you're just being marketed to so much. It's like, it's crazy. It's so true. So like I've tried my hardest to like stay completely off, apps and stuff that like do that, unsubscribe from email lists. Like I just noticed like how much I was being marketed to, and like how easy it was to like buy something, in the middle of the night. It's just like one click away, one day away. It'll be on your doorstep like in a day or two. And it's crazy how addicted we can get. And I have a lot of empathy for people who are sort of in this trap, the Amazon or like fast fashion kind of always consuming trap, because that was sort of where I was in 2025. But like I said, there was definitely a method around what I was doing, but still, like, it was very easy to find things and order things, and you're just being marketed to for the next thing. And all of these companies and clothing companies or whatnot have these like rewards programs where you like spend money and they give you some money, which just feels good in the moment, but then you realize you're just like stuck in sort of a cyclical trap that they put you in just to spend more money. And their marketing is so good that like you can't resist sometimes. But you have to learn how to see through that and realize that like I don't want to say it's so predatory, but it is just designed to make you stuck and keep you spending. And if you can put on your BS detector and cut through that as best you can, that's the position that you want to be in. So, and that's where we're headed in 2026, holding myself accountable today here I'm filming this in like November. So, we're ending out the year, and 2026 is going to be a good year where we're going to get back into budgeting and saving carefully and investing as much as I can. So come along with me. We'll see how that goes. But I have tremendous hope. And like I said, I know the habits. I've been there. I've been in the trenches. This was a year of consumption that I feel like in a way was okay. I had enough of a net worth, enough of a grasp, enough of an understanding I worked myself up to a point where I felt like, I don't want to say I deserved it because I didn't, but I felt like it was justifiable. So, and there was a method around it. So hopefully maybe this can sort of inspire some people out there and be relatable in a way. So anyways, that's the point that I want to make across today. And if you have any reactions, any comments, please let me know. Please subscribe and follow. And we'll see you in another video. Take care.